What if the secret to thriving relationships and fulfilling opportunities was simpler than you imagined? What if, instead of chasing what you want, you learn to attract it naturally? Think about the endless cycles of chasing we fall into. Chasing success, love, validation, or a sense of belonging. It's exhausting, isn't it? The truth is, this approach rarely works as we hope. In fact, the harder you chase, the more distant your goals seem to become. Here's the problem. We're conditioned to believe that the only way to get what we want is to pursue it relentlessly. Hustle harder, try more, call again, text again, only to find yourself feeling drained and unfulfilled. Why is this? Because chasing creates resistance. When we chase, we operate from a place of lack, broadcasting desperation and insecurity. It's an invisible energy that repels instead of attracting. The solution isn't to give up on what you want, but to change your approach. What if you could shift your energy from chasing to attracting? By aligning yourself with the things you truly desire, you become a magnet, drawing people and opportunities to you naturally. This isn't wishful thinking. It's about cultivating the qualities within yourself that reflect the life you want to create. Through this framework, we'll explore 6 transformative ideas to help you stop chasing and start attracting. We'll dismantle the illusions that keep you stuck, embrace the wisdom of Stoicism, and uncover practical ways to trust the process of life. This isn't just about relationships, it's about creating a life where what belongs to you finds you effortlessly. Stay with me, because the first principle lays the foundation for everything else. It starts with understanding why chasing doesn't just fail, it pushes away the very things you want most. 1. The illusion of control. Why chasing pushes away. Let's start with a question. How often do you feel like you're the one steering the ship of your life? Be honest. Do you believe that if you just try harder or run faster, you'll finally reach what you're after? It's a seductive belief, the idea that control is always within our grasp. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Most of life is outside our control. This isn't to say you should sit back and do nothing. But when we chase, we're often operating from a fear of loss. We clutch at relationships, opportunities, or goals because we're terrified they'll slip through our fingers. Ironically, this fear creates the very outcome we dread. Picture a butterfly. The harder you try to grab it, the more it flutters away. But if you sit still, patient and calm, it may land gently on your shoulder. Why does this happen? Chasing is inherently rooted in anxiety and lack. When you chase, you're telling the world and yourself that you're incomplete without this thing or person. You radiate neediness, and people can sense it. Imagine someone constantly texting you, begging for your attention. Does that make you feel closer to them, or does it create a subtle desire to pull away? Now, let's apply this to Stoicism. The philosophy teaches us to focus on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and character, while letting go of what's beyond our influence. When you chase, you're fixating on outcomes you can't control, like how others feel about you or whether a specific opportunity will pan out. This fixation consumes your energy and peace of mind. Instead, Stoicism encourages us to ask, what's within my control right now? Can you act with kindness, clarity, or courage? Can you let go of the fear that drives your need to chase? This isn't passive resignation, it's active detachment. It's about shifting from grasping to trusting. Here's a practical example. Say you're pursuing a romantic relationship. You text them constantly, always trying to be available, thinking this will make them see your worth. But what does this behavior communicate? It screams insecurity. Now imagine the opposite. You respect their space, focus on your own growth, and interact with confidence and authenticity. Which version of you do you think they'll be more drawn to? This shift isn't easy. It requires patience, self-awareness, and faith. Faith not in the sense of blind optimism, but in understanding that what's meant for you will find its way to you. Instead of chasing, work on becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts the things you desire. Let's deepen this with an analogy. Imagine you're planting a garden. Chasing is like trying to tug the plants upward, hoping they'll grow faster. Attraction, on the other hand, is about creating the right conditions, rich soil, sunlight, and water, and letting nature take its course. Which approach do you think yields healthier, more vibrant plants? If this idea resonates, reflect on where in your life you're still chasing. What drives this behavior? Is it fear, insecurity, or a need for control? Acknowledge these emotions without judgment. They're human after all. But don't let them dictate your actions. Remember, the universe responds to the energy you emit. If you radiate desperation, you'll attract situations that confirm your lack. If you embody peace and self-worth, you'll draw in experiences that reflect abundance. Now, take a moment to consider, what would your life look like if you stopped chasing? Imagine the freedom of letting go, trusting that what's meant for you will come. Imagine redirecting all that energy toward your own growth and fulfillment. This isn't just an exercise in imagination, it's a choice you can make today. As we move forward, we'll explore how to make this shift tangible. The next principle will uncover the core of attraction, becoming a magnet for the life you desire. Stay with me, because this is where the transformation begins. 2. The power of attraction, becoming a magnet. Let's begin with a simple question. Who are you becoming? Think about it. The way you live, the values you embody, and the energy you project. These are the forces shaping the life you attract. Attraction isn't some mystical concept. It's rooted in how you align with the things you desire. But here's the truth that many people overlook. To attract the right people and opportunities, you must first become the right person. Pause for a moment and consider this. How often do we focus on external outcomes while neglecting the internal work? We think, if I just find the perfect partner, land the ideal job, or make the right friends, my life will fall into place. But is that really how it works? Or does the process start from within? Here's the thing. When you become a person of integrity, confidence, and purpose, you naturally attract similar energy. People are drawn to those who embody the qualities they admire. It's like a magnet. The stronger your internal alignment, the more effortlessly you pull in the right connections. But the reverse is also true. If you're stuck in self-doubt, insecurity, or negativity, you're likely to attract experiences that reinforce those feelings. This principle isn't just philosophical, it's practical. Think about Stoicism, a philosophy that teaches us to cultivate virtues like courage, wisdom, and self-control. These virtues aren't just tools for personal growth, they're also the foundation of healthy relationships and fulfilling opportunities. When you embody Stoicism, you exude a calm, grounded presence that people naturally gravitate toward. So how do you become a magnet for the life you want? It starts with self-awareness. Ask yourself, what do I truly value? What kind of energy do I bring into my interactions? Am I living in a way that reflects my highest potential? These questions aren't just for reflection, they're a call to action. Let's explore a real-world example. Imagine you're looking to attract a romantic partner. Many people focus on external factors, how they look, what they own, or the impression they make on others. But think about the relationships you admire most. Are they built on surface-level qualities, or are they rooted in shared values and mutual respect? Now, shift your focus inward. If you want to attract a partner who's kind, confident, and emotionally secure, are you embodying those qualities yourself? Attraction isn't about perfection, it's about authenticity. The more you align with your true self, the more you'll attract people who resonate with your energy. This idea extends beyond relationships. In your career, friendships, and personal goals, the energy you emit sets the tone for what you receive. If you approach life with a scarcity mindset, thinking there's never enough love, success, or happiness, you'll create barriers to abundance. But if you cultivate gratitude and confidence, you open the door to opportunities that align with your aspirations. Let me give you a metaphor. Think of yourself as a beacon. A dim, flickering light doesn't inspire others to come closer, but a bright, steady glow. That's irresistible. Your glow comes from within, your values, passions, and the way you carry yourself. When you invest in becoming the best version of yourself, you amplify your magnetism. But let's address a common misconception. Becoming a magnet doesn't mean you stop putting in effort. It's not about sitting back and waiting for things to happen. Instead, it's about aligning your actions with your values. For example, if you're seeking deeper connections, you might start by being more present and intentional in your conversations. If you want career opportunities, you might focus on honing your skills and building genuine relationships in your field. Here's a practical exercise to help you tap into this power of attraction. Take a moment to write down 3 qualities you admire in others, qualities you'd like to see in your own life. Now ask yourself, am I embodying these qualities? If not, how can I start integrating them into my daily life? This exercise isn't about judgment, it's about growth. Let's return to Stoicism for a moment. One of its core teachings is the idea that we are defined not by external circumstances, but by how we respond to them. This perspective is liberating. It reminds us that we have the power to shape our inner world, regardless of what's happening around us. And when your inner world is aligned with your values, you naturally attract people and opportunities that reflect that alignment. But let's be honest, this process isn't always easy. There will be moments of doubt, setbacks, and frustration. You might wonder if the effort is worth it or if you're making any progress at all. In these moments, remember this: growth is a journey, not a destination. Every step you take toward becoming the person you want to be strengthens your magnetism. Now, let's add a layer of accountability. As you watch this video, take a moment to reflect on your own journey. What's one small change you can make today to align more closely with your values? Share your answer in the comments. Write number 1 if this resonates with you, and let others know you're committed to this path. And if this message speaks to you, like this video to show that you're ready to step into your power. One more thing. If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel for more insights like these. Together we'll explore the principles of Stoicism, Stoic relationships, and the transformative power of self-awareness. This is your space to grow, reflect, and connect with a community that shares your commitment to personal development. As we continue this journey, remember that becoming a magnet isn't about perfection, it's about authenticity. The more you align with your true self, the more effortlessly you'll attract the life you desire. Stay with me, because in the next section, we'll dive into the art of detachment, a powerful tool for letting go of desperation and creating space for abundance. What qualities are you ready to embody? What would your life look like if you fully stepped into your power? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Stay inspired, stay grounded, and remember, you have everything you need within you to create a life that attracts what you deserve. 3. Embracing detachment, letting go of desperation. Why is it so difficult to let go of the things we want most? Why does the thought of releasing our grip feel like we're losing control? These are natural questions, and they point to the heart of the struggle many of us face. We cling to outcomes, people, or situations because we believe that our happiness depends on them. But what if the opposite is true? What if letting go is the key to not only finding peace, but also attracting what's truly meant for us? Detachment is often misunderstood. People associate it with indifference or apathy, as if letting go means you don't care. But this couldn't be further from the truth. Detachment isn't about caring less. It's about caring in a way that frees you from the weight of desperation. It's about holding space for what you desire while releasing the need to control how and when it arrives. Stoicism offers profound insights into the practice of detachment. The philosophy teaches us to focus on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, while accepting what lies beyond our influence. This principle isn't just theoretical, it's deeply practical. Consider this. How much energy do you waste worrying about things you can't change? How often do you let external circumstances dictate your inner peace? Detachment is the antidote to this struggle. It begins with the realization that clinging to outcomes only creates tension and anxiety. When you're desperate for something to happen, you're operating from a mindset of lack. You're saying, I'm incomplete without this, but this mindset is both limiting and counterproductive. It blinds you to other possibilities and pushes away the very things you're trying to hold on to. Imagine you're trying to grasp water with your hands. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips through your fingers. But if you relax your grip and let the water rest in your palms, it stays. This is the essence of detachment, allowing things to flow naturally without forcing or resisting. This principle applies to all areas of life. Take relationships, for example. Many people fall into the trap of overattachment, believing they need someone else to validate their worth. This often leads to behaviors like over-texting, over-analyzing, or constantly seeking reassurance. While these actions stem from a desire for connection, they can create the opposite effect, driving the other person away. Detachment, in contrast, creates space for authenticity and mutual respect. When you let go of the need to control the relationship, you allow it to unfold naturally. This doesn't mean you stop caring, it means you stop trying to force an outcome. You focus on showing up as your best self and trust that the right connections will thrive on their own. But detachment isn't just about relationships, it's a mindset that can transform how you approach goals, challenges, and uncertainties. So think about a goal you're deeply passionate about. It's easy to become so fixated on achieving it that you lose sight of the journey. This fixation can lead to burnout, frustration, and even self-doubt. Detachment invites you to shift your focus. Instead of obsessing over the outcome, concentrate on the process. What can you do today to move closer to your goal? What skills can you develop? What lessons can you learn along the way? By embracing the journey, you free yourself from the pressure of perfection and create space for growth. One of the most powerful aspects of detachment is the freedom it brings. When you're no longer tied to a specific outcome, you're able to approach life with curiosity and openness. You begin to see opportunities where you once saw obstacles. You're willing to take risks, knowing that failure isn't the end. It's simply part of the process. But let's not sugarcoat it. Detachment takes practice. It's not something you master overnight, and there will be moments when the urge to cling resurfaces. In those moments, remember this. Detachment isn't about denying your desires. It's about trusting that life has its own rhythm. What's meant for you will find you, often in ways you never expected. Consider a story from history that illustrates the power of detachment. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, a renowned Stoic, faced immense challenges during his reign. From wars to plagues, his life was anything but easy, yet his writings reveal a deep commitment to detachment. He focused on doing his duty with integrity, regardless of the outcomes. He understood that while he couldn't control the external world, he could control his response to it. This mindset not only guided him through adversity, but also left a legacy of wisdom that continues to inspire us today. You can apply this same principle to your own life. Start by identifying areas where you're overly attached. Maybe it's a relationship, a job, or a personal goal. Ask yourself, am I holding on too tightly? Is my attachment creating stress or hindering my growth? These questions can help you gain clarity and begin the process of letting go. Once you've identified an area of attachment, take a small step toward detachment. This might mean setting boundaries in a relationship, taking a break from obsessing over a goal, or simply reminding yourself that your worth isn't tied to external outcomes. Each step, no matter how small, strengthens your ability to let go. One of the most liberating aspects of detachment is the realization that you don't need to have all the answers. Life is full of uncertainty, and that's okay. Instead of fearing the unknown, embrace it as an opportunity for growth. When you release the need to control every detail, you create space for possibilities you might never have imagined. Detachment also deepens your resilience. When you're not tied to a specific outcome, setbacks become easier to navigate. You're able to adapt and find new paths forward. This doesn't mean you won't face disappointment. It's a natural part of life. But with detachment, you're able to move through disappointment without being defined by it. Reflect on this. How much lighter would you feel if you let go of the things you can't control? What would your life look like if you approached each day with curiosity instead of expectation? These aren't just hypothetical questions, they're invitations to transform how you engage with the world. As you cultivate detachment, you'll notice a shift in your energy. You'll feel more grounded, confident, and at peace. And here's the paradox. The less you cling, the more you attract. When you let go of desperation, you make room for authenticity and abundance. People are drawn to this energy, and opportunities flow more naturally into your life. The practice of detachment isn't just a tool, it's a way of being. It's about embracing life as it is, with all its uncertainties and imperfections. It's about finding freedom in the present moment and trusting that what's meant for you will come in its own time. So take a deep breath, release the tension you've been holding onto. Remind yourself that you are enough, just as you are. Detachment isn't about giving up, it's about letting go of what no longer serves you and making space for what truly matters. In the next section, we'll explore how to trust the process of life and deepen your faith in the idea that what belongs to you will find you. Stay open, stay curious, and remember, the freedom you seek begins within. 4. What belongs to you will find you. Trusting the process. Do you ever feel like life is a series of battles you have to fight, always pushing and pulling to make things happen? You're not alone. In a world obsessed with control and instant results, trusting the process can feel like a leap of faith. But what if trusting the process isn't about surrendering to fate, but about aligning with life's natural flow? What if, by letting go of the need to force outcomes, you allow what truly belongs to you to find its way to you? This idea may feel counterintuitive at first. After all, we've been taught to believe that success comes from relentless effort, and that relationships thrive only when we constantly prove our worth. But here's a deeper truth. Chasing creates resistance. When you chase, you're not in harmony with life, you're fighting it. Trusting the process, on the other hand, is about moving with the current, not against it. Let's begin by breaking down what it means to trust the process. At its core, trusting the process is about faith, not blind optimism, but a grounded belief that life unfolds in ways that are ultimately for your benefit, even if you can't see it in the moment. This mindset aligns perfectly with the principles of Stoicism, which teaches us to accept what is beyond our control and focus on what we can influence: our thoughts, actions, and character. Think about this for a moment. How often do you try to control things that are completely out of your hands? Whether it's someone else's feelings, the timing of an opportunity, or the outcome of a risky decision, we expend so much energy trying to manipulate the uncontrollable. This creates unnecessary stress and often backfires, leaving us feeling frustrated and disillusioned. Now, imagine shifting your focus. Instead of obsessing over outcomes, you concentrate on being present and doing your best in each moment. You let go of the need to predict the future and trust that, by aligning your actions with your values, the right opportunities will come at the right time. This isn't passivity, it's an active form of patience. Take relationships, for example. Many people struggle with the fear of missing out on the one. They chase connections, overanalyze every interaction, and constantly question whether they're doing enough. But the truth is, genuine relationships aren't forced, they're cultivated. By trusting the process, you allow connections to develop naturally, without the pressure of desperation. Trusting the process doesn't mean you'll never face challenges or setbacks. In fact, it's in these moments of struggle that your faith is truly tested. But here's the beauty of it. When you trust the process, you begin to see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth. You start to believe that every experience, whether positive or negative, serves a purpose in shaping your journey. Think of life as a garden. You can't rush the growth of a plant by pulling on its leaves or watering it excessively. You can only provide the right conditions: sunlight, water, and care, and trust that nature will take its course. Similarly, in your own life, you can't force things to happen before their time. You can only focus on creating the right conditions within yourself, cultivating patience, resilience, and self-awareness. Here's a practical way to start trusting the process. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is about being fully present in the moment, without judgment. When you're mindful, you're not caught up in regrets about the past or anxieties about the future. Instead, you're fully engaged in what you're doing right now. This presence allows you to approach life with clarity and openness, making it easier to trust that things will unfold as they should. Another powerful practice is gratitude. When you're focused on what you already have, rather than what you lack, you create a mindset of abundance. Gratitude reminds you that life is a series of gifts even when it doesn't feel that way. By appreciating what's in front of you, you strengthen your trust in the process. Now let's bring this idea into focus with a story. Picture a time in your life when something you deeply wanted didn't happen. Maybe it was a job you didn't get, a relationship that ended, or a goal that felt out of reach. At the time, it may have felt like a failure or a loss. But looking back, can you see how that experience led you to something better? Can you recognize the ways it shaped your growth or opened new doors? This isn't to dismiss the pain of setbacks. Those feelings are valid and real. But when you trust the process, you begin to see that every experience, even the difficult ones, contributes to your journey. You start to believe that life isn't happening to you but for you. If you're wondering how to put this into action, start small. The next time you find yourself feeling anxious or impatient about an outcome, pause. Take a deep breath and remind yourself, I can't control the timing, but I can control my response. I trust that what's meant for me will come. Repeat this mantra whenever you need to ground yourself. And here's the paradox. The more you trust the process, the less attached you become to specific outcomes. This detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you care in a way that frees you from the weight of expectation. You're able to move through life with a sense of calm and confidence, knowing that what's truly meant for you will never pass you by. This is a principle that resonates deeply with Stoicism and Stoic relationships. The Stoics believed in the concept of amor fati, or the love of fate. This idea isn't about resignation, it's about embracing life as it is, with all its uncertainties and imperfections. When you practice amor fati, you trust that every twist and turn in your journey is part of a greater design. So, how do you cultivate this trust in a practical way? Start by focusing on the small, consistent actions you can take each day. Show up fully in your relationships, work, and personal growth. Be honest, kind, and authentic. These actions create a ripple effect, attracting the right opportunities and connections into your life. As you reflect on these ideas, I invite you to take a moment to connect with this community. If this message resonates with you, like this video and let me know by commenting #1 below. And don't forget to subscribe. There's so much more to explore about Stoicism, Stoic relationships, and the art of trusting life's journey. Remember, trusting the process isn't about giving up control. It's about recognizing where your power truly lies. It's about aligning your actions with your values and letting go of the need to force outcomes. What belongs to you will find you, not because you chased it, but because you created the space for it to arrive. What's one thing you can do today to embrace this mindset? Take that step and trust that life will meet you halfway. You're on the right path and the best is yet to come. Stay grounded, stay patient, and know that everything you need is already within you. 5. Practical steps to shift from chasing to attracting. Let's bring everything we've discussed so far into focus. You understand why chasing pushes away what you desire, why attraction works, the importance of detachment, and how trusting the process can transform your life. But how do you put these principles into action? How do you go from chasing to attracting, from anxiety to calm, from lack to abundance? The good news is that shifting from chasing to attracting isn't about adding more to your plate. It's about doing less of what doesn't serve you and more of what aligns with your values and goals. It's about creating a rhythm in your life where the things you desire naturally flow toward you. Let's start with the first and perhaps most important step. Focus on self-improvement. This isn't about perfection, it's about becoming the person who aligns with the life you want. Imagine you're building a foundation for a house. If the foundation is weak, no matter how beautiful the structure, it will collapse under pressure. Your character, values, and mindset are your foundation. Ask yourself, what kind of person do I need to be to attract the life I desire? If you want meaningful relationships, are you showing up as a person who is kind, empathetic, and emotionally secure? If you want career success, are you cultivating the skills, habits, and discipline needed to excel in your field? These aren't rhetorical questions, they're invitations to take action. Here's a practical exercise to get started. Take a notebook or journal and write down 3 areas of your life where you feel stuck or unfulfilled. Next to each area, write down the qualities or actions that would help you move forward. For example, stuck in relationships, work on communication and self-respect. Feeling stagnant in your career, invest in learning a new skill. Struggling with confidence, start a daily practice of affirmations or gratitude. The key here is consistency. Small, deliberate actions over time create massive change. Think of it as planting seeds. Each step you take is a seed that will eventually grow into something meaningful. But remember, growth takes time. Be patient with yourself and trust the process. The second step is to build meaningful connections without expectation. One of the reasons people chase is because they view relationships, romantic, professional, or social, as transactions. They think, if I give enough, they'll give me what I want in return. This mindset not only creates pressure but also undermines the authenticity of your connections. Instead, approach relationships with genuine curiosity and care. Focus on what you can give rather than what you can get. This might sound counterintuitive, but when you give without strings attached, you create space for authentic relationships to flourish. People are drawn to those who uplift and inspire them, not those who seem to have an agenda. Here's a practical way to apply this. Make it a habit to reach out to someone you care about each week, not because you need something, but simply to check in or share a kind word. Over time, these small gestures build trust and deepen your connections. And remember, relationships aren't about perfection. They're about showing up, being present, and allowing others to do the same. The third step is to align your actions with your core values. When your actions reflect your values, you naturally attract opportunities and people who resonate with you. Think of your values as a compass. They guide your decisions and help you stay grounded in what matters most. Take some time to reflect on your core values. Are they kindness, integrity, growth, or creativity? Whatever they are, ask yourself, am I living in alignment with these values? If not, what changes can I make to bring my actions closer to my ideals? Let's say one of your values is integrity, but you find yourself in situations where you compromise your truth to please others. This misalignment creates inner tension and can lead to attracting relationships or opportunities that don't serve you. By realigning with your value of integrity, speaking your truth, and setting healthy boundaries, you create a foundation for attracting what truly aligns with you. The fourth step is to embrace the power of saying no. Chasing often comes from a fear of scarcity, the belief that opportunities are limited, so you must grab every chance that comes your way. But saying yes to everything dilutes your energy and focus, leaving little room for what truly matters. When you say no to what doesn't align with your values or goals, you create space for what does. This isn't always easy. Saying no can feel uncomfortable, especially if you're used to people-pleasing. But each time you choose authenticity over obligation, you strengthen your ability to attract what aligns with you. To practice this, start small. The next time you're asked to do something that doesn't resonate with you, pause. Ask yourself, does this align with my values? Does it bring me closer to my goals? If the answer is no, give yourself permission to decline. The fifth step is to cultivate gratitude and abundance. Chasing often stems from a mindset of lack, the belief that there's never enough love, success, or happiness to go around. But this mindset is a self-fulfilling prophecy. When you focus on what you lack, you attract more of it. Gratitude shifts your perspective from lack to abundance. It reminds you of all the ways life is already supporting you. Take a moment each day to reflect on 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big. Sometimes the smallest things bring the most joy. Over time, this practice rewires your brain to notice the good in your life, creating a foundation for attracting more of it. Finally, the 6th step is to let go of attachment to outcomes. This ties back to the principle of detachment we explored earlier. When you're overly attached to a specific outcome, you create resistance. But when you let go of the need to control how and when things happen, you allow life to flow naturally. This doesn't mean you stop setting goals or taking action. It means you focus on the journey rather than the destination. You trust that by aligning your actions with your values and showing up fully, the right opportunities will come at the right time. Let me leave you with this thought. What would your life look like if you stopped chasing and started attracting? How would it feel to move through life with confidence, calm, and trust? These aren't just abstract ideas, they're practical shifts you can make starting today. Take a moment to reflect on these steps and choose one to focus on this week. Whether it's practicing gratitude, setting a boundary, or aligning with your values, each step brings you closer to the life you desire. Remember, the journey from chasing to attracting isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Stay committed to the process and trust that what's meant for you will find its way. You're on a path of growth, and the best is yet to come. 6. The freedom in letting go. Closing inspiration. Imagine for a moment the weight of your burdens being lifted. The constant striving, the endless pursuit of approval, the anxiety about outcomes, it's all gone. In its place, you feel lightness, clarity, and a deep sense of peace. This is the freedom that comes with letting go. It's not about giving up on your dreams or caring less about your relationships. It's about releasing the need to control and allowing life to unfold in its own time. Letting go is one of the most liberating practices you can adopt. It's a mindset shift that doesn't just impact one area of your life. It transforms everything. Relationships become richer, goals become more achievable, and your overall sense of well-being increases. But here's the challenge. Letting go isn't easy. It requires trust, courage, and faith that what's meant for you will never pass you by. The process begins with acceptance. Let's face it, life is unpredictable. No matter how much we plan, there will always be factors outside our control. This uncertainty can feel daunting, but it's also what makes life beautiful. When you accept this truth, you stop fighting against reality and start working with it. Acceptance doesn't mean passivity. It means making peace with what is, so you can focus your energy on what truly matters. Take relationships, for example. When you cling to someone out of fear or insecurity, you create tension. This tension often pushes the other person away, even if your intentions are good. But when you let go of the need to control the relationship, you allow it to grow naturally. You show up as your authentic self, and you give the other person space to do the same. This doesn't just benefit the relationship, it benefits you. Letting go also means embracing the present moment. How often do we get caught up in regrets about the past or anxieties about the future? These thoughts pull us away from the only place where life actually happens, the present. By grounding yourself in the here and now, you create a sense of calm and clarity. You're able to fully experience each moment rather than letting it slip away in a haze of worry. One powerful practice to help you stay present is mindfulness. Mindfulness isn't about stopping your thoughts. It's about observing them without judgment. When you notice yourself getting caught up in worries or what-if scenarios, gently bring your focus back to the present. Over time, this practice helps you develop a deeper sense of trust in the process of life. But what about goals? Letting go doesn't mean abandoning your ambitions, it means approaching them with the mindset of abundance rather than desperation. Instead of fixating on the outcome, focus on the steps you can take today. Trust that by showing up consistently and aligning your actions with your values, the results will follow. Here's an analogy. Imagine you're a painter working on a masterpiece. If you're constantly stressing about how the final painting will look, you lose the joy of creating. But if you focus on each brushstroke, trusting the process, you'll likely create something even more beautiful than you imagined. Life works the same way. Now let's talk about the fear of missing out, the idea that if you don't chase after something, you'll miss your chance. This fear can be paralyzing, but it's also based on a false premise. The truth is, what's meant for you will always find its way to you. It may not happen on your timeline, but it will happen in the way that's best for your growth and happiness. Trusting this truth requires patience and faith. Faith doesn't mean blindly hoping for the best. It means believing in your own resilience and ability to handle whatever comes your way. It's about knowing that even if things don't go as planned, you'll learn, grow, and come out stronger on the other side. To cultivate this mindset, try reflecting on times in your life when things didn't go according to plan. What lessons did you learn from those experiences? How did they shape you into the person you are today? When you see setbacks as stepping stones rather than roadblocks, you develop a deeper trust in the journey. This principle is at the heart of Stoicism and Stoic relationships. The Stoics believed that true freedom comes from focusing on what you can control, your thoughts, actions, and character, while accepting what lies beyond your influence. This perspective isn't just practical, it's profoundly empowering. When you stop chasing after things you can't control, you free yourself to fully engage with the present moment. Letting go also allows you to experience the joy of living authentically. When you're no longer trying to fit into someone else's expectations or chase external validation, you can focus on being true to yourself. This authenticity is magnetic. It draws the right people, opportunities, and experiences into your life. Here's a question to reflect on. What would your life look like if you let go of the things you can't control? How would it feel to release the need for constant striving and simply trust that everything is unfolding as it should? These aren't just hypothetical questions, they're an invitation to transform your mindset and your life. Now, let's bring this conversation back to you. As you think about the areas of your life where you're still chasing, ask yourself, what am I holding on to that no longer serves me? What can I let go of to create space for what truly matters? These questions aren't easy to answer, but they're essential for growth. If this message resonates with you, I invite you to take a moment to engage with this community. Like this video and comment number 1 below to let us know you're ready to embrace the freedom of letting go. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel. We're building a space where you can learn, grow, and connect with others on this journey. As we close, remember this. Letting go isn't about losing, it's about gaining the freedom to live authentically. It's about trusting that life has a rhythm, and when you align with it, everything falls into place. You don't have to chase after what's meant for you, it will find you when the time is right. So take a deep breath, let go of what's weighing you down, and step into the freedom of living with trust and purpose. You have everything you need within you to create a life of abundance and joy. Stay inspired, stay grounded, and know that the best is yet to come. As we've journeyed through the principles of attraction and the art of letting go, one truth becomes clear. You are enough, just as you are. The life you're seeking isn't found in chasing or forcing, it's in cultivating the qualities within you that naturally align with what you desire. It's about trusting that what's meant for you will always find its way, in its own time and in its own way. Letting go doesn't mean giving up, it means giving yourself the freedom to focus on what truly matters. It's about embracing the present, aligning your actions with your values, and allowing life to flow without resistance. With each small step you take, whether it's practicing gratitude, setting boundaries, or simply being present, you shift from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance. You have the power to create a life where you attract the relationships, opportunities, and experiences that resonate with your authentic self. The key is to release the need to control what's beyond your influence and trust in your ability to navigate whatever comes your way. If this message resonates with you, take a moment to reflect. What's one thing you can let go of today to create space for something better tomorrow? Write it down and commit to that change. Before you go, I'd love to hear from you. If this video spoke to you, let us know by liking the video and commenting number 1 below. Your engagement not only helps the channel grow but also creates a space for meaningful conversations. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe to join a community dedicated to personal growth, stoicism, and creating the life you deserve. Thank you for being here, for investing in yourself, and for taking steps toward the freedom of living authentically. Remember, what's meant for you will never pass you by. Trust the process, stay grounded, and keep moving forward, because the best is yet to come. Wishing you peace, clarity, and a life filled with the abundance you deserve.